Good evening, good evening, good evening, my brothers and sisters. How you doing? How you doing? Your brother Tony is back in the house. I'm sorry that I had some technical difficulties, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Come on back in. Come on back in. I really apologize for these technical difficulties that I had, my brother and sister, but your brother Tony is back in the house, and I have a good topic to discuss with you all this evening. I hope that you come on back in. Um, I hope that you all had a good day. My day is very well, my brothers and sisters, and I got a good meal for you this evening. I really do. And I hope that you all are ready to get this good meal in. For those of you that are coming back in, I had some technical difficulties, but I'm back in the house. Come on in to the dinner table because we going to feast tonight, my brothers and sisters. This show per se is basically for you sisters tonight, okay? But I want you brothers to come in. I really do want you all to come in so you can enjoy this feast that I'm about to have. How you doing, Casper, on that? Thank you for the contribution. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's dinner time, it's dinner time, it's dinner time. I have rewarmed this the food up, and we're about to dine, my brothers. We're about to dine, my sister. If this is your first time at the dinner table, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. I talk about relationship basically from a biblical point of view. When I say biblically, I believe strongly that God had a unique relationship with the man Adam. Secondly, he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. Thirdly, Adam met Eve when God presented the woman to Adam. And at that particular time, Adam said in the presence of God, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man. That's the type of relationship I believe in strong, my brother and sister. Now, if you don't believe in that type of relationship, you have what is called a free will. But I still encourage you to stay here at the dinner table so you can get some of this good soul food. And with that said, we're about to get into tonight's topic. Now, what is on the menu for tonight? On the menu for tonight is, did he get you an engagement ring or what is called a shut up ring? Okay. Did he get you an engagement ring or a shut up ring? Now, some women think that they are, how shall I say it? They're looking for that day when they hear the man say, I do to them. But little do they know that a lot of men, not all men, but there are a lot of men that will not say I do to the woman. And what do I mean by this? There are a lot of men that are not serious. There are a lot of men that aren't committed. And there are a lot of men that they were shown being in a covenant relationship with a woman. That's how God would like for it to be. God like for a man to advance with a woman. God created the man to be the head and leader in a relationship. But when we talk about a lot of worldly men, majority of the worldly men are not going to get married, okay? Majority of the worldly men are not going to get married. And sister, this is where you come in at. Sister, you have a responsibility to yourself. But we're going to have fun tonight, okay? We're going to have some fun. Sister, you got to understand this. You're going to have to come out of living in this fantasy world. There are a lot of women you're living in a fantasy world. Why are you living in a fantasy world? The reason why you're living in a fantasy world because you were brought up on things like what you've seen on cartoons, like from the Disney, like Black Beauty, Cinderella, and all that kind of stuff. You really believe in that stuff, right? And then when you advanced in life, you listen to a whole bunch of quote unquote love song. And what you got to understand, sister, these guys that put out these love songs, they saying things that they think that you want to hear because they're going to get a profit out of it, okay? That's why they're giving you that music. When you look at things like Lifetime and all that kind of stuff, what's the reason? It sells you a fantasy. Fantasies are not true. You got to understand that. How you doing, Sister Flo Harvey Moore? Those of you that are coming in right now, I apologize. I had some technical difficulties and I had to leave out, and now I'm back in. Okay. I'm on two different platforms. I'm on the book and I'm on YouTube. If I talk to some people on the book, those of you that are on the tube, you won't see their comments. Okay. I see it. And those of you that on the tube, when I speak to you, those of you that on the book, you can't see it, but we're all family here. Again, I need to apologize, but we are all here at the dinner table, family, okay? And tonight on the menu, we're talking about, did he get you an engagement ring or did he get you a shut-up ring? Now, let's talk about fantasy. Let's talk about fantasy. Let's talk about some songs that are fantasy. Let's go to, I know a lot of you have heard of this group called After 7, right? They had a beautiful song out, right? And some of the lyrics of the song went like, ready or not, I'll give you everything and more. All that I got is yours. I give you everything and all that you're looking for. Then we go a little, and some of these are some beautiful love songs. Then we go to Mr. Luther Vandross. He had another smashing song, and it was very nice. And a lot of you sisters, you get sold on stuff like this. And this is what Mr. Luther Vandross said. He said, if this world was mine, I will place at your feet all that I own, because you mean so much to me. If this world was mine, I give you the flowers, I give you the bird and the bees, and the old love inside of me is all I need. If this world was mine, then we transition, and this is a little medley, how some of you sisters, y'all be going through these medley. Then we're gonna go to Babyface. Babyface is a good artist. I love myself some Babyface music. But some of you sisters, you get hoodwinked into stuff like, remember this song a long time ago, what Babyface said? He said, I give good love. I buy your clothes. I cook your dinner too. Soon as I get home from work, I pay your rent. Your faithful lover. Soon as I get home from work. All these promises. Some of you sisters, you have heard promises like this before. This is called fantasy. You know what it means by fantasy? A lot of guys, they know that you are emotional. So if they know that you're emotional, they know what to do. They know to sell something to you with words. They put some sugar on their words to hoodwink you. And at that particular time, my sister, this is what happened. When these guys sweet talk you, not all guys, now I must say this, not all guys, but when these guys sweet talk you, this is not from God. God don't try to sweet talk people. He would be sweet, but he would be serious about what he say. And therefore, the men that follow after God, they will be sweet to you, but they will be serious about what they're saying. You see, the difference between a man of God and a man of the world, you see, a man of God, his goal in life, if he's going to get in a relationship with a woman, his goal is to be serious, commit, and get into a covenant relationship with a woman. A worldly man, he's not thinking about getting a covenant relationship. Now, what is a covenant relationship? A covenant relationship is meaning getting married. How you doing, Sister Teresa? Welcome back to the dinner table, sister. That's what it means. But, sister, you got to get out of this fantasy world. This is a real world. This is a real world. Men that you see on TV and the movies and them music and all that kind of stuff, that's fantasy. And it's basically about making money off of selling you a fantasy or a dream. And sister, your idea of romance is different than what a man's idea of romance. You got to understand that. Now, how can a man be romantic? The only way a man could be romantic and loving, he has to have a relationship with God. If he doesn't have a relationship with God, he can't be really romantic with you. What does a worldly man do to show you that he's romantic? What he gonna do? He might buy you flowers. He might take you to dinner. He may take you on a trip and all that. La-di-da, la-di-da. But guess what? Godly men, they can do that, but they could do more. Because see, godly men, they invest in you. You understand? Godly men invest in you. Godly men are about what can I give to you. Because godly men, they are givers. Just like the Lord Jesus was a giver. Godly men are givers. Worldly men are taker, like Satan is a taker. Which leads to what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about, did he give you an engagement ring or did he give you a shut-up ring? There are some men out there, sister, they will promise you they will take you to heaven when they're hell-bound. Worldly men would sell you anything. Now, there are basically 4 types of rings, but I'm going to focus on the engagement ring, and I'm going to focus on the shut-up ring. How you doing, Sister Cheryl? Welcome to tonight's dinner table. Now, the first ring we're going to talk about, this is the highest ring that a woman can get from a man. It's that wedding ring. Now, sister, when it comes to a wedding ring, it's not about how much it costs. You got to understand, it got to do with what's the meaning behind that ring and what's the meaning behind that man that gives you the ring. Sister, don't try to just look at you want that wedding ring, because you see, by you getting that wedding ring, you got to understand this, sister. If you just vision getting that wedding ring, you got to understand that there's the wedding, then there might be a honeymoon, and after the honeymoon is real life. It's not that stuff that you see on TV or that music you listen to. It's real life. So when you get married, sister, when you have a wedding, you, sister, you should already be focused on, you should be a wife before you say I do. You should have the characteristic of being a wife. Now, brothers, when it comes to giving a woman a wedding ring, what does that signify? It should signify, how you doing, Sister Bree? It should signify that you are serious with that woman. Now, worldly men can give women a wedding ring, and also spiritual men can give a woman a wedding ring, but it's different. It means different things from different men. So the highest ring that you could give a woman, brother, is wear a wedding ring. That's the highest ring. Most women want a wedding. Most women wants to get married. Believe it or not, brother, most women, and sister, believe this, most men do not want to get married. Most women do. Most men doesn't. Well, do not. Now, what is the difference? What is this big thing about the rings? Okay, what is the big thing? Prior to the wedding ring, there's another ring that normally preceded, and that is the engagement ring. Now, what is the intent of the engagement ring? The intent of an engagement ring is the intent to marry. Sisters, you should not be the one getting on your knees asking a man to marry you. What's wrong with you? It looked good on social media, right? But it's backwards. And not only is it backwards, sister, why are you getting on your knee asking a man to marry you? That man is not Jesus Christ. You only bow the knee down to Jesus. And then there are some of you guys, I know some of you sisters might not like what I'm about to say. No man, brother, you shouldn't bow your knee down to no one. You understand? Brother, you don't get on your knee to ask a woman to marry you. You only get on your knee to worship God. You see, if you get on, you see, a lot of people don't like this part, what I'm saying, okay? A lot of people ain't don't like it. You think it's cute, brother, by getting on your knee, looking up at a woman, saying, will you marry me? No, you don't do that. You bow the knee only to God. Because if you bow your knee to anyone, not only a woman, you making that person a idol. When you bow down, that represents submission. And let me give you a good illustration. There was this guy named Cornelius. Jesus had got crucified. Jesus rose from the dead and he went back to heaven. There was this guy named Cornelius. He had a desire. He was a Gentile. He had the desire to be saved. But Peter, being a Jew, Peter was sent by the Lord to Cornelius' house. But before he got to Cornelius' house, an angel appeared to Cornelius. And when an angel appeared to Cornelius, Cornelius bowed down to this angel. And what did the angel basically say? Don't do that. Angels don't even want you to bow down to them. You know why angels don't want you to bow down to them? Because they know that they're not your God. So you don't bow the knee to no one. Even the Apostle John, he was about to bow down to an angel. The angel said, don't do that. Angels know that you just bow the knee to the Lord. So, brother, you don't bow your knee to the woman, or sister, you definitely don't bow your knee to the man. Now, we're going back to the engagement ring. The engagement ring is given with the intent to say, I do. When an engagement ring, brother, is presented to a woman, you need to have what is called a wedding date. Thank you all for coming back, because you all know that I had technical difficulties, and I'm glad you all coming back to the dinner table. I rewarmed the food for you, okay? So come on back in. But thank you all so much for coming back in. The engagement ring, brother, women in general, if you say you serious to a woman, if you say you committed to a woman, they looking for that engagement ring. Then they looking for that wedding ring. Some women, they will go ahead and accept by jumping over the engagement ring to get to the wedding ring. In that case, that's what my wife and I did. We did not get engaged. I didn't want to go through no engagement period with my wife. I made up my mind that she was the one. So we skipped all the engagement and we went straight ahead and said, I do, within 3 months' time. When I gave my wife her ring, we were getting married. I told her when we was going to get married. Basically, if you don't know my story, my wife and I, we got married a few years back, but we only knew one another for less than 3 months. And I always say, we know when we want to marry you, sister, and we know when we do not want to get married to you. How you doing, Sister Deborah Scott? Welcome back in. We know, sister, you got to get in your head. Men know. We know within a very short period of time whether we want to marry you or not. Other than that, we want something from you. That's why a lot of men will string you along. The engagement ring. The engagement ring. Brothers, you got to understand this. When you decide to be serious and get in a committed relationship with a woman, within a short period of time, she's looking for that engagement ring. They don't want to wait a long period of time for that engagement ring. And you, brother, you got to be aware they don't want to wait a long period of time. And brother, if you are serious about that woman, if you committed to her, you need to do this within a year's time. Why are you going to go beyond a year to get a woman an engagement ring? Sister, any of you that listen to my voice right now, if a man said that he's serious about you, if a man said he's committed to you, and you going into another year, you pass 1 year and he ain't got nothing on your hand. Now let's say you go beyond a year, and then you start talking about you want something more tangible than what you got now. And you notice a lot of time when you bring up the topic about the covenant part of relationship, a lot of men, they want to change the subject. They don't want to talk about it. Let's say he does entertain you, want to talk about the covenant part of a relationship, but he really in his heart, he's not. I'm not going to say he's not ready to get married. Let's just take that out. It's not that a man is not ready to get married. He don't want to get married. But you giving him everything as a woman, as a wife. Why are you doing this? You shouldn't be giving a man all of you and he's not invested in a relationship. He must be invested in the relationship. If he's not invested, he don't want you. If a man reduces himself, sister, to being your boyfriend, if a man just reduce himself to seeing you every now and then, no, not reducing himself, reducing you. If he reduces himself to see you every now and then, and he's not consistent, when I said not consistent, if you in the same city and this man call you his woman and you call him your man, you should hear from that man every day. It shouldn't be days go by. It doesn't work like that. When it comes to a relationship, you don't, especially when you get married, there is no days that you get off. So why am I saying there's no days get off? Brother, when you give a woman a ring, you ain't got no more days off. And sister, that's what a lot of guys don't want to do. They don't want to commit to you. If they know they give you an engagement ring, they know that's a step to getting married. Because if they haven't brought it up and you brought it up, they know that the next thing you're looking for in a short period of time is to get married. How can a man string a woman along for a long period of time? Let's say this man does get you an engagement ring. Let's say that he does get you one, but he doesn't set a date. Sister, how would you feel if this man give you what appears to be an engagement ring? You actually go into the store together and get the ring, or he pop it on you as a surprise. He give you this ring, but he give you no date. If a man give a woman an engagement ring, he should give her a date. He should ask that woman, you want to set the date. A man that's serious about a woman, he don't tell a woman you set the date. No. He tell her, he suggests to her about that. For example, I'm going to go to my life. When I was ready to marry my wife, I suggested the date. I didn't let her bring it up to me. Her birthday will come there. If you all know our story, we was together for less than 3 months before we got married. It was coming up on her birthday, October the 9th. It was coming up on her birthday, right? And when it was coming up on her birthday, I called her like a week before. And when I call her a week before, I say, what are you doing on your birthday? What are you planning on doing? Notice I said, what are you planning on doing? Because I had plans. I just wanted to see what she was going to do. So she left it up. She said, I don't have no plans. And then I said, I have a plan. And she said, what? I said, on your birthday, I want to marry you. I said, is that good with you? And she said, yes, that's good. You see how that was. I took the lead of the man. And when I took the lead of a man, that's what a man's supposed to do. You're supposed to take the lead. The woman's supposed to follow or do not follow. How you doing, mother? Welcome back to the dinner table. You understand that? So, brother, when it comes to the initiation of getting married, the man's supposed to initiate it, not the woman. Women are incubators. Women are followers. Women are not leaders over men. God did not put a woman over a man to lead. So, brother, you're supposed to lead the relationship. Now, if you do not lead the relationship, you're not going according to God's purpose. Do God want you to give a ring? It's not about no ring to God. It's about the agreement between the man and woman. Welcome back, Sister Tanya, Miss Parker. How you doing? Welcome back to the dinner table. Let me start right here. I would like to thank all of you for coming back to the dinner table because I had some technical difficulties. I didn't have no control over it, okay? I really apologize. I didn't have no control over it. Things happen with technology, but thank you for coming back to the dinner table. But back to what I was saying. Brothers and sisters, listen carefully. When it comes to a relationship, brothers, if you're not intending on being serious with that woman, let her go. Let her go early. Don't let that woman get attached to you. Don't string a woman along. They are emotional. What you doing, brother, if you string a woman along, you making it bad for a man that will be serious about the woman. That's why a lot of women today, they have walls up. They have walls up because they ran into wolves. And some of them, they confused. They don't know whether this man coming to them, this wolf coming to her with sheep clothing on. Women really want romance. When I say romance, I'm not talking about a lot of crazy stuff. We're not talking about what they see on TV and the record. Women want to be loved. They was made to be loved. Brother, women were created for you. The Bible clearly say that the man was not created for the woman, but the woman was created for the man. Now, brother, if you don't understand that the woman was created for the man, leave him alone. Because you see, the only thing a man could do, sister, he could utilize you or he could set it up to use you. Thank you, Sister Gretel. She said, not a problem. Technical difficulty happened. Thank you, sister. He's looking at men gonna either use you or utilize you. Now, when a man doesn't want to be in a covenant relationship with you, but they want everything that you can give them, minus the commitment. If a man is not going to marry you, he can't be committed to you. There are some women right now, you've been in a relationship with a man for years. And I'm telling you, sister, if you are in a relationship with a man and you exclusively look at him as your man, and he exclusively look at you as his woman, he needs to exclusively move towards getting married to you before a year. He's supposed to plan. He don't supposed to scratch his head and guess. We know. Sister English says, so is that why some guys say, do you need me? Because men feel like they need a female. The woman was created for the man. That's what the Bible say. The Bible said the woman was created for the man. Also, the Bible say what God said. He said that it's not good for man to be alone. A man's supposed to be the leader in the relationship. The woman's supposed to follow the man as he followed Christ. Now, if this man give you a legitimate engagement ring, it could be disguised as the shut up ring. Sister English said, it's okay for a man to feel that he needs a woman since women were created for a man. Amen, sister. When it comes to the engagement ring, it could be camouflaged as the shut up ring. And as I have said it before, I'm going to say it again. The shut up ring. The shut up ring is, I will give you a ring, but I still don't have no intent of marrying you. You sister got to understand this. If a man doesn't set a date with the ring, this man is not serious. He doing it because he getting something from you and he want that to go on. He's either going to give you an engagement ring or jump the engagement period and go ahead and give you a wedding ring to get married. That's when you get serious. God doesn't want you playing boyfriend and girlfriend the rest of your life. Sister, God don't want you to give up your goodies to a man, then he's going to leave you. You understand that? You don't do that. The shut up ring is signified that I'm going to give it to her, but I'm still going to string her along. That's why a lot of women right now, they still got that engagement ring on and it's been going on years. At first, when she get that engagement ring, naturally, she's going to be very excited. She want to show her friends and she want to show her family. She want to post it on social media, how social media is now. They want to post those engagement rings. But sister, if I were you, if a man gave me, if I was a woman and a man gave me an engagement ring, that if I was a woman, but I'm a long way from being a woman, the first thing I want to know, when, what day we get, what is the date we get married? You smile while you get that ring, but all of a sudden you got to get serious. Say, okay, when is the date? You got to cut through the crap. When is the date? And I want you all to know this, my brother and sister, when you get married, do you all know that marriage is a business? It's God's business. And not only is God, if you don't know that it's God business, I tell you what, when you go down to the courthouse, you got to pay some money and get what is called that little license thing, right? It's just like if you want to get a company, what you got to do? You got to pay to get that paper, right? So you can be acknowledged in the world as you got a legitimate business. And according to God, when it comes to marriage, God wants us to do, he don't want us to really violate the laws of the land unless it goes beyond him. God wants us to obey the laws of the land as long as it doesn't violate his will. So what is the law of the land here in the United States? Depending on what state you're in, you have to go through the legal system and get that documentation on paper. And then there are some states in the U.S. that you don't have to get that documentation. But they will look at how long you live with that person. So they call that common law. I stay in the state of Georgia. That's where I stay. Some of you all could tell I'm from Georgia. You hear my diction, how I talk, right? That's right, country boy. So I stay in Georgia, right? So we have to go to the courthouse, get that thing legalized. Now you got a whole bunch of men that say we don't have to get no documentation. These type of men are, Sister Engel said, I'm from Washington near Seattle. Amen. Hey, Sister Ingrid, do you have to get do you have to go through the legal system to be recognized as getting married, or is that a common law state? Is that a common law, or you have to really go? But where I'm at, you have to get that paper. If you live with a woman in the state of Georgia where I'm at, they will not recognize your marriage. You can live with a person for the rest of your life in the state of Georgia. They will not recognize you as being married. I tell you what, brother, you die. You and that woman living together, brother, and you die. Y'all could have got a house together. You could have your name on it. You could have money in the bank. You could have a whole bunch of stuff going on. But sister, let him die. And if he have a lot of assets and stuff, let him die. And you're going to find out just how much his family like you. Sister Teresa said, Wisconsin got to get the license. No common law. Amen. Sister Ink said, we do the courthouse. Okay. I'm telling you this. Like, say, for example, this. Let's say my wife and I, we were living together. Okay. Let's say we were living together. If we were living together, and whatever I have, which is not much, but whatever I have, the only thing my family probably let her get is the my PlayStation. I was just playing. But what I'm saying, if I die, if I had some stuff, guess who had rights to it? My children, they will have rights to it. My mama and my sister with them, they will have rights to it, but they'll have to go to court if it get messy. But by me marrying my wife, if I die, my children can come, my mama could come, my sister can come, my brother could come. When you go before the court system in the state of Georgia, Cinderella, she will get basically everything just by the mere fact she's my wife in the state of Georgia. You understand? And the same thing, if in the state of Georgia, if she had some stuff and she died and we had a whole bunch of stuff together, her family on the other side, they could come in and make a claim to the stuff. Let's say we were not married and we could have a house together. Her family could come in and say, hey, and then I could end up having to go to court, and then anything could happen. Then I have to sell a house. So you can't play. Now, there are some men that like to play husband, and they say, we don't have to get married. We ain't got to acknowledge what the court system say. And they want to use religion reason for not getting married. But that's not the real kicker. The real kicker is a lot of these guys that claim we don't have to get married, especially if you're in a state that say you need to get married. These guys, God wants us to obey the law of the land as long as it doesn't violate his will. So if there's a man with a woman, and let's go back to the state of Georgia. If it's a man living with a woman in the state of Georgia, and he walk around saying he married and he ain't got to get no paper, you're not married. I don't need no paper to get married. According to God, you got to go with the law of the land. Sister Greta said Virginia does not recognize common law marriage. See? So when you get married, you got to know. And a lot of these guys that do not want to get married, but they want your goodies. You good enough to give them your goodies, right? Why you're not good enough for them to say, I do to you? Look at this. Let's take Jesus. Let's take Jesus Christ. Was and is Jesus serious about having a relationship with us? Was and is Jesus serious about maintaining a relationship with us? Was and is, or in the future, do Jesus want a eternal relationship with us? Marriage is so important to God. This is just how marriage. It say when Jesus come, it also showed Jesus' relationship with the church as a marriage. You understand that? Jesus' relationship with the church is like a marriage. It's not like Jesus is the boyfriend and the church is the girlfriend. No. Currently, right now, Jesus' position is like a groom, a bridegroom. And the woman position is like she's getting ready to get married. She's betrothed. She's a bride. So right now in the spiritual realm, Jesus is like the groomsman. He's ready to get married, to come get his woman. And his woman is the church. She's the bride. But when Jesus returned back and we meet Jesus up in the air, that's when it's going to be a marriage. You follow what I'm saying? That's when it's going to be a marriage. Jesus don't go with the church. Jesus don't come through the church late at night saying, what you doing? Jesus is fully serious. Jesus is fully committed. Jesus is ready to come get the bride. That's right, Teresa, bride to be. And let me tell you what used to happen a long time ago. Over in the Middle East, during Jesus' time, Jesus gave a story, and this is how they used to do it. Jesus gave a situation. And when Jesus would talk about marriage, this is how it go. When this man and woman get betrothed to one another, they decide. I mean, the family is everything. You know, it's a different system over there. They decide when they're going to get married. Okay. The man, what he does, he goes back to his father's house, right? And they build something for the bride to live in. Listen carefully. The son gets this house built with his father's assistance. He cannot marry that woman until his father say, go get your bride. But there is an agreement before he build and come and get her. Remember, Jesus say, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna come back for you. What you think Jesus doing? He's doing intercession with God the Father right now, and he's also preparing a place for the church, not the building, but people. So when Jesus come back, that's the marriage. Because when you meet Jesus up in the air, that's the marriage. But back to what I was saying, the son, he builds his house, he get everything together. And before he come to get his bride, his father inspected everything. His father went everything together. You know what his father say? Go get your bride. And in the meantime, what does the bride supposed to do? The bride's supposed to be ready at any time when that groom comes. It could be in the morning. It could be in the evening. When it could come in the night. You all remember the story about the 10 virgins, right? 5 of them had some stuff to go in their lanterns and 5 didn't. When the Lord came, At the middle of the night, the ones that had the little stuff, the oil to go in their lamps, they put it in there so they could light it up, and they were ready to go meet the bridegroom. But then there was 5 of them, they didn't have no oil. So they told the ladies that had the oil, they said, give us a little bit. And the ladies said, no, we can't give it to you because we won't have enough. What you need to do is go to the marketplace and get it. So when they went to the marketplace, the bridegroom, he came, and the bride that was ready, she went with him. And when those 5 that were sorry, when they got back, it was too late. So what am I saying? It's just like when Jesus comes, you got to be ready. When Jesus comes, it's serious. That right, sister? Okay. Yeah, I see you, Brenda, baby. You're right. But let me tell you this. That's how it is. When a man is serious with a woman, he have his stuff, he have everything prepared. When he have everything prepared, that's when he tell this woman he's ready to get married. Are you in or are you out? That's how Jesus is. Are you going to be with me or are you against me? It ain't no middle ground. So, brother, if you're ready to get married, if you have everything together and you serious about a woman and she's not ready, this is a woman that don't have the oil ready in her lamp. Let her go and move on. You ain't got no time to waste. Sister, if a man is not ready, you ain't got no time to waste. We're coming back to that engagement ring. Sister, within a year's time, that man needs to have something on your hand. He needs to have something on your hand to show you. It's just like when you go and get in a house. They want you to put down what is called good faith money. What does that good faith money represent? You are serious about getting that house. They're not just gonna listen to you say, I want that house. Now they want you to be serious. Okay, you give us some money, that show me that you're getting serious and you want to move in. It's the same way. It's the same way, sister. If he's serious about you, just look at it just like you're a house, sister. You just like a house. So he need to put some good faith money into it. And what's that good faith? It's that engagement ring. I know a lot of men not going to agree with me on this. That's that engagement ring. If he's not serious, then he's not in good faith, because that engagement ring represents that he's serious. There's some of you right now, I got a sneaky suspicion. There's some of you've been in the game for over a year and you still ain't got nothing. So that leads to 2 rings. That leads to the shut up ring or no ring at all. The shut up ring is a pacifier. That's all the shut up ring is. It's a pacifier. It gives you false hope, sister. It's just like this. It's just like dangling a carrot in your face. You will never get it. What do I mean by dangling a carrot? It's just like if it's a mule, right? And it got a thing on the side of his face right here. And the only thing that mule could do is look ahead. So the driver that's on the little stagecoach or the wagon in the back, he will get this long stick. And it goes in front of the donkey, right? But they'll have a carrot on it, or a horse. Let's say a horse. They'll have a carrot on it. So the horse is focused on that carrot. So what that horse would do, it will start moving. That's what the driver wants the horse to do. The driver that's saying he wants the horse to move. So he knows if he put that carrot out there, that horse will move. But guess what? It won't get the carrot. That's why it be dangling while he's trying to get to it. Or just let's say a greyhound race. If any of you all know about a greyhound race, what is a greyhound race? We ain't talking about that greyhound that be on the bus. We talk about a greyhound race. If you ever seen a greyhound race, there's this device that's up on this like circle thing, right? And it represents a rabbit. So what happened? The gates open and all the greyhounds, they running, trying to get that little rabbit thing that's not real. Check it out. It's not real. So some men, they get what appears to be an engagement ring, but it's not real because it's not in their heart. They're not planning on marrying you. They just want you to shut up. And what you're going to do, sister, after you flaunt that engagement ring and years go by, your friends, they're going to be asking you, when you going to get married? When you going to get married? Your family, when you going to get married? When you going to get married? And then what a lot of women do, you're going to start making up excuses why you're not married. And to piss you off more, this man could string you along for years and years, and then he up and leave you. He up and leave you off of a shut-up ring and marry somebody else and get her a legitimate ring. And that woman, she get on social media and show the real ring that you wanted, that wedding ring. And you're going to get pissed off at the man because you thought he was serious. He was not serious when he gave you that shut-up ring. He was just buying time. You got hoodwinked. You got bamboozled. And that's what this man did. And worst of all, if a man said he's serious or committed to you, but he don't give you nothing to signify the relationship. He don't even put a friendship ring on your hand. Some of you, sad to say, you've been involved with me, a man, for years, and you went and bought your own ring. You went about your own ring and you put it on your left hand. And some people that don't know, you act like it, they think it's an engagement ring. You went about your own ring. Like some women do right now, when it come around to, let's say, Valentine's Day and all that kind of stuff. Some women, they buy their own flowers and send it to their job. Did you all know that? Some women buy their own flowers. Sister Brenda said, I'm breaking hearts. Now, I don't mean to break no hearts. I'm here to put some salt on the steak. I'm not here to put no sugar on the steak. Sugar don't go well with the steak. You see, sugar is sweeten up stuff. I'm not here, brothers and sisters, to sweeten up. I'm not here to tickle your ears. I'm here to tell the truth. That's why I come with salt. I'm going to always come with salt. What does salt do? Salt does three things. It preserves. What do I mean by preserve? Before we got the refrigerator, my brother and sister, they used to salt meat. By salting the meat, what did it do? It preserved the meat. That's what it does. It preserves. What else does salt do? Salt gives flavor. If you put a piece of steak on a plate, are you going to put sugar on it, or you might put a little salt on it? Do you want to sweeten up the steak? Sugar don't go on steak. Sugar go on cereal, Kellogg's, all that frosted flake stuff. That's what sugar is. Sugar is not good for you. Unless it's your husband or wife. That's when it's good for you. But anyway, not only does salt preserve and give flavor, it irritates. And that's what I do. I irritate some people. Why do I irritate some people? Because am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? A lot of people don't want to know the truth. If you all remember that film when Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson were in this movie, there was a military movie. Jack Nicholson was sitting in the witness stand. It was a military court. Tom Cruise was the prosecutor. You know what you all remember this famous line where Jack Nicholson say, Tom Cruise was asking some question, and then Jack Nicholson said, you can't handle the truth. You all remember that scene? Jack Nicholson said, you can't handle the truth. And then Tom Cruise said, what is the truth? The truth is that when a man doesn't invest in you, you are not the one. He will invest in your body when you lay on your back. He will invest in that, won't he? He will invest when he needs some money from you. He will invest in you when he needs somewhere to stay. He will invest to you long he keep taking stuff from you. He's not serious. So, sister, you have a decision. When this man give you a ring, and it's supposed to be an engagement ring, is it really an engagement ring or is it a shut-up ring? You have to know what type of ring it is. Just because you go into a jewelry store, then man, and y'all go to the little section that got the engagement ring, and he get the ring that you like, does that actually mean that that's an engagement ring? He could say, yeah, you were there with me when I bought the engagement ring, so that means we're engaged. It doesn't mean it. If he can't finish it up, it doesn't mean it. Just like that little scenario I told you all. When it comes to buying a house, they don't just listen to you want to buy the house and how good you said the house is. They want that good faith money there. That's with the serious intent. So when you have serious intent, what you're going to do, you planning on moving into that house. So sister, is the same thing. When this man put that engagement ring on you, that's a down payment. That means he's serious about it, and you supposed to be moving into his life permanent, unless one of y'all die or unless Jesus come. And you supposed to be looking for the 2 words, I do. That's what you need to hear. I do. Do you take this woman to be your wife? That's what you need to. That's what you want to do. If you're going to spend time with me, you want to get to that point where he say, "I do." He got to come strong. And the worst thing, sister, when a man don't have no intent, he don't even put a down payment down. He don't do nothing but take from you. Take. Somebody named me said, "Hey, brother Tony, is it bad for a woman to date a man that is 23 years older? I'm 26 and he's 49." Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question. Is it bad for a woman to date a man that is 23 years older? I'm 26 and he's 49. Now, some people will say that age is nothing but a number. That's what some people will say. But I put it this way. If God put you all together, it's legit. What do I mean by it's God put you together? If God, that's right, Teresa, got to be forms. If God put you together, when I said if God, that means that the man went to God and he prayed for a wife. And the woman went to God and she prayed for a man to find her. And they both comes together. And he let that woman know, I prayed for you. And God, and then the woman said, I prayed for you. And just like Teresa said, she brought up this thing, it's called forms, FORMS. F stand for are you similar in your thought processes when it comes to family? Or are you similar when it comes to occupation? Because those bills got to be paid. That love and feeling and romance, they're not going to pay the bills. They don't pay that light bill. And then art, religion. Do you all believe in the same Jesus Christ? That's the most important letter out of the word forms. Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Is this man going to lead you? Then money. What are your thoughts on money? Some people think that adultery mess up most relationships. Adultery don't tear up most relationships. Believe it or not, adultery doesn't. Because some people, the man may be stepping out, the woman may be stepping out. Most of them, and both of them might be stepping out. But guess what? They might just decide to be roommates. So most people, they divorce over stuff than adultery, believe it or not. And adultery is more important than stuff. But people will get a divorce and stuff quick when it comes to money. That call that money show ain't funny. That's why they'll do it. Now, if God did not put you together, if God did not tell it, if God did not bring you to this man, if you don't see inner God in this, what you need to do, the woman need to pray, ask the man, did you pray to God for me? And specifically called out my name. When we met, did you call out my name? When you met me, did you go back to God for approval? On the secular side, age can be something called, if a man is up in age, if he's 49 and the woman 26, you got to understand the man is getting older and you're getting older. Both is getting older. You see, the man, he have basically reached his peak, right? He's up there, he's reaching his peak. And you still going up too. So what's going to happen? That if that man, he might be more settled. The younger woman, she may be more out there. And then it could be where the woman's settled at younger and the man is out there. But your thoughts going to be totally different, because the one that's older, he or she is going to have different life experiences. But let me get back to that, to forms. After money, then there's sex. Sex is another thing. Are you going to be comparable for sex? If the woman 26 and the man 49, there's a strong possibility that his libido going to drop. Because I want you all to know this, my brothers and sisters, as men get older, the body could change. The man could produce less testosterone in his system. That's why that's why right now, when I have consultations sometimes, one of the biggest complaints women talk about to me is their husband don't want to touch them. And you know what I'm talking about. They say their husband don't want to touch them. And I'm talking about beautiful looking women. Somebody will touch them, but they want their husband to touch them. Now, it's either the man is impotent or he just ain't interested in her. You see, some women think that, some married women think that the first thing they'll tell me, he don't want to touch me. I said, why? I think he impotent. He can't get it up. Wait a minute, sister. Just because you think he's impotent, that might not be the truth. It could be where he got a problem with you. That's what some women don't want to realize. Don't you know, sister, in order for a man to get aroused, he got to think something good about you. Now, some men could have sexual relationship with a woman, they don't like them. They like how they look and how they shape and stuff and what they're going to get out of it. But when we talk about husband and wife, sometimes the man, he could have a mental issue against that woman. And yeah, like Sister Flo said, it could be diabetes. It could be that. Brennan said, I like where I'm at, 50 plus years of experience. It's like the clash of the titans. All right then, sister. And let me tell you this. Sister Flo brought up a point about diabetes. A man could still have sex when they have diabetes. However, diabetes, it can affect the man's loins. So if any of you brothers that listening to me and you have diabetes and you can't get manly, you know what I mean? You can't get really manly, okay? You can't get firm. Guess what? There are some products out there that can help you. Most of the time, you don't have to get no pump down there. What you have to do is go to your physician, and when you go to your physician, you tell your physician about the problem. Because sometimes when a physician prescribe medication for diabetes, they will give you something to offset that, which leads to things like Viagra, Cialis, or something like that. Because the man need help. So, brother, if you listening to me and you can't get manly like you want to get manly, you need to talk to your doctor. And don't be ashamed to talk to your doctor, brother, if you can't do it. Because let me tell you something, brother. Some women don't even want to take your ring if you can't do that. Because like I always said, most people that got married, they did the monkey dance before they got married. It ain't too many men and women that's married that didn't go to bed with each other before they got married. Not many. Most men and women, they do the monkey dance before they do it. It's a very few that are virgins going into a marriage. That's the truth. But back to the impotent. Brother, let me tell you the worst thing what could happen to you, brother. Just the worst thing you could happen. Let's say you get married and it comes a point where you can't get manly with your woman. She, in this particular time, she's hot as fire. Even if it's summertime, she's hot as fire, right? She ready to go. You start all this funneling and all that kind of stuff. You get on top of her and she ready to be, she's ready. And the worst thing that could happen, brother, you try to enter into your woman and it start bending. That could be frustrating. It's going to be frustrating for you and her. You trying to get inside your wife and you can't, and it goes down. It gets soft. In order for a man to enter to a woman, you got to have some firmness to it. So what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen, brother. She's going to get pissed off, but she might not let you know that she pissed off, but she's going to get pissed off, especially if she wants you, right? And then what's going to happen, brother? You're going to feel ashamed and you're going to feel hurt. You're going to feel very embarrassed. She might say, what's wrong with you? And then what you're going to do? Most of the time, the man going to lie and say, well, I got some on my mind and stuff like that. You got some on your mind, you're supposed to have me on your mind. So, back to the age, the thing about the age, it could come with some difficulty because, like, if you're 40-something and the man, and you fought the man 49 or whatever you say, and then the woman 26, you're going to go up and up. One is going on a decline and one is going up. Now, it could be possible the young one going to decline because something could happen to the younger person. But more than likely, the older person going to go on a decline while this person going up. That's what normally happens. That's why it's best to marry somebody that's close in age to you because of the life experiences. Me said, he's that one. I'm very settled. I just want a godly Christian man and I want children. He's been chasing me since 2016. It's just I'm attracted to him. I'm sorry. It just said I don't get. Oh, wow. Sister, what I suggest to you, just pray to God through his son Jesus and let Jesus give you the answer, because he's going to give you the answer. And this is how he's going to give you the answer. If you have a sense of peace, the Lord letting you know if you have a sense of peace. But if you have some doubts, that's the Spirit of God telling you, I don't think you need to do that. So you're either going to have peace, a sense of peace, that means green light. But if you have any doubt, listen to what I'm saying, any doubt, that means hold back, because it's not no intuition if you have the Spirit of God. That is God's discernment. Okay, English said, is 10 years closer in age or under 5 years? 10 years is pretty good. 10 to 5. 5 is better. 10 is pretty good, but you need to try to stay close to the age because of the life experiences. And then you might make sure those forms, in fact, you are family, occupation, religion, money, and sex. Those are the main things, issues in a relationship. And remember, I gave that extra stuff to make sure about that person's credit card, crime record, and health. Because some people hide their credit stuff and they got some bad credit. Some people hide their health and their criminal past. Those are sub categories that you need to talk about. Bree said, I've dated older as well, and I agree with you. Thank you, sister. Brenda said true. So I'm just telling you some of my brothers. I'm telling you some of my sisters. Sisters, listen up. You are too good to settle. You too good to settle. You're a daughter of God. You're too good to settle. As a matter of fact, brother, you too good to settle too. You don't want just any woman, brother. You need a woman that's going to come and help you with the purpose that God put in your heart and help you with the gift. Called a woman that come into your life, brother, that you find through God. This woman coming in as an incubator, and she's an asset. She's not a liability. Anything, brother, if you get a Christian woman, whatever you give her, remember, a woman is an incubator, and not only an incubator for babies. You give a woman something, she will multiply it. If you have a plan and you tell this woman your plan, she's going to help. If she's on board, if she's on the team, she's going to help that plan. She's going to help it to grow. Like I always gave this situation. If Cinderella and I had a contest, if I say we're going to the store with $100, I got $100, you got $100. Let's see who could bring the most back with the $100. She would beat me. I would go in there all logical and everything. I would go in there logical and look at the price and everything. And I said, I'm going to beat her. I'm going to beat Cinderella. I'm going to beat her. I put all that in, get home, and I'm ready. Cinderella come home. She got a whole bunch of food, and then she got some change. I done spent all the $100, and she come with all this extra food, plus she got change. That's how women do it. They add, they are incubators. That's why God bring a good woman to you, brother. They add to your life. You complete now, brother, without a woman. Sister, you complete without a man, but when you get a good woman, brother, you got some. Sister, when you get a good man, you got something. But remember, sisters, the goal is to hear I do. When you hear I do, the goal is not for a wedding. The goal is for a marriage. Understand? A wedding is one day. A marriage is for your lifetime. Some women, they look forward to the wedding and all that comes with it. But you're going to have to look past the wedding. You may have a whole bunch of people wherever you at, but all those people not going to be all those people not going to be living with you. You want a man, sister. Now you need a man that's serious, committed, and want to be in a covenant relationship. Do you all know why I keep saying this? Eric, most of the time you're going to hear me say those three words: serious, committed, and covenant. Why do I say that? Because God, through his son Jesus, that's the type of relationship he wants with us. Jesus do not have step. Jesus want a full commitment. Jesus said, don't be lukewarm. Jesus said, I'd rather for you be hot or cold. He said in Revelation when he would talk to a church. Jesus don't play that middle stuff. So if Jesus don't play that middle stuff with you, sister, why would a man play that middle stuff for you? Jesus tell you exactly what it is or what it is. Jesus tell you. A man of God is supposed to tell you or tell you what it is. You understand? Men are leaders. Men are the head. Wherever the head go, the body goes. Sister, you're the neck. You support. The head need the neck, and the neck need the head. If there's no neck, you got a problem. If there's no head, you definitely got a problem. It can't be two heads on one body. It can't be a man and a woman, the head of the house, unless it's for tax purposes. She might make more or whatever y'all do in y'all house. But if you see a human being walking down the street with two heads and you driving, you know what you're going to do. If you see a person walking down the highway with two heads, let's say this, you see one person walking down the highway and you might glance at them and keep on going. But if you see two heads coming, this is what you're going to do. Bam, and hit a car. That's what you're going to do. Because it's not right. It's not natural. Even in the spiritual realm, God laid the plan out. God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. A woman is not the head of man. Christ is equal to God the Father, but they got different roles. A woman is equal to her husband, but they got different roles. You understand? Sister Park said, I'm glad I'm single. God had blessed me to learn to enjoy my own company, had my own place and transportation. I've been 9 years now, and I've been living by myself. Amen, sister. Amen. If you got it like that, if you got that gift, all right. But I'm going to tell you, Sister Parker, I'm telling you this, and I'm not no saint, but I'm going to tell you this. When I was single, I used to get it in. And you all know what I'm talking about. I used to get it in. And it was wrong. I wasn't supposed to be getting it in, and I was not married. I wasn't doing it God's way. I was doing it my way. That's why I ran into some complication, because I was wilding out. So if you out there single, my brothers and sisters, I'm telling you this, if you have a desire for a member of the opposite sex, your body telling you in itself that you was created to be in a serious, committed, and covenant relationship. God let you know if you don't have no desire for a member of opposite sex. Jesus went through this life without a woman. Paul did it too. But Paul said this. Paul said, I would like for you all to be like me. But Paul said, if you can't contain, and if you have that passion, get married. Because Paul said better to marry than to burn. So I'm telling you, my brother and sister, if you got that itch, if you got that little itch down in your pants, that telling you you're supposed to be married. That God put it to you plain. If you got an itch and you want it to get scratched, you're supposed to be married. But you don't get married just because you got the itch, brother and sister. So don't be misconstrued in what I'm saying. Well, Brother Tony said, if I got an itch, I need to get scratched. I need it scratched. Don't be doing that. But anyway, I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. Those of you that are on the book, you make some comment. You could go, okay, just make some comment. If you don't want to share, make a comment. Okay. Let everybody know what you think about the dinner. Those of you on the tube, if this your first time at the dinner table, just hit subscribe. It's not going to cost you nothing. Do a like, do a comment. It's not going to cost you nothing. What I'm asking you all to do, it's not costing you nothing but a little time, just a finger. Just use one finger and do. That's all you have to do. Or, just, put some down. It's not costing you but a little time. I know time is important. I know it. I love you, brothers. I love you, sisters. But guess what? Guess what? This is the first night of football. We have had our dinner. It's a preseason game on. And your brother Tony, he loves some football, especially if it's Tampa Bay. But Tampa Bay is not playing tonight. But there is a game on tonight. So I must tell you, I'm not rushing you out. I'm not rushing you out. Nope. But you can get you can go get the plate. Go get one of those carrot plates. Put this meal in, this good soul food. And, you can escort yourself out. Love you, brother. Love you, sister. Love you, sister. Love you, brother. I appreciate you all. I love all of you, brothers and sisters. You, my brother, you, my sister, if you take this much time to listen to me, hey, I love you. I love you, love you, love you. You all have a good night, okay? Peace out.